Okay, Mom.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Yo, it has been a minute.
Been a long time.
Yo, how are you doing,
been a long
man?
time. Shouldn't have left you. Left. How am I doing? Oh my God. Where do I begin? It's crazy, girl.
You need to share. What's going on? Where have you been?
I've been at my
Have you been?
Honestly, it's just life, yo. Like
Yeah.
it's just busy stuff with life, like work, home, divorce. Like the list is endless.
I know,
Honestly, the list is endless.
And
What
let's
about
not
you?
talk about the dumb things that always pile on that you weren't expecting.
Right? Like the things that you're just like, do I need this extra BS right now?
Like your laptop.
Oh my God.
Did we get
yeah.
started on that?
Did I talk about that?
No, you didn't.
Oh my God.
And we were upset.
I've talked about this so many times now that I'm like, okay, I need to stop talking about it. Yeah. Okay. So we had a situation. Okay. I was editing some episodes. Everything was fine and dandy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next morning I wake up because I'm like, okay, I'm going to edit the rest of them. And my laptop flipping dies. It's dead. It's a dud. Okay. And I'm like, no. This is not possible. It's not even that old. It's a flipping Apple. Like how's
They're
that
supposed to
possible?
survive tornadoes.
They literally do. And the first MacBook that I had, like the first one,
Yeah.
15 years easily. Okay. Like I honest to God
Oh, wow.
think it must have survived like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Okay. It was still going strong. Okay. Anyway, so like my MacBook dies and then I'm like, it's not dead, you know, like me being delusional. I'm like, it's not dead. So then I call Aruj and I'm like, yo, listen, we got a situation. Okay. The MacBook is dead,
Yeah.
mort. Okay. So then I'm like, all right, I got to go into the store and see if I can get this fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. So I took it into like another shop because you had said, oh, take it in somewhere else.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, if you don't have if you don't have coverage on your
And I
Apple
didn't.
products, then I was like, just go to like a local place and like maybe they can sort things out.
Okay, so that brother looked at it and he's like, go into the Apple store, okay? So I'm like, okay, fail. So I book an appointment at the Genius Bar and then I go in, okay? And I'm sitting there, I'm talking to this guy and he comes in and he's like, you know, they're going through their phone and they're using all this terminology that I don't flipping understand.
I hear you. Yes.
And then I'm sitting there like, okay, I get it. And then at that, I'm like, can you just like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
What's the issue? And he's like, hold on, I have to take it back. So he takes it back. He's looking at it. He's analyzing it. And then he's like, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm pretty sure this is like an issue with like the motherboard or hardware. So I don't know what the hell he was saying.
Okay.
And so I was just like, oh, okay. And he's like, okay, so this is, I'm like, how much is it going to be for me to fix this?
Yeah.
Just tell me that.
Yeah.
The man comes out with like over $1,000. Like it was like $1,500 to fix it. And I'm like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a lot of money
What's
to
the point?
repair something.
He was like, it's going to cost you like $1,500. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So then I stood there and I was like, Ken, you should get another one. And then I was contemplating which one I should get.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I got another one. I walked out, guys. I walked out and I was like, sayonara for another 7 years till I come back to get another one.
Okay, but do you find that with tech now, it doesn't last 7 years anymore?
This is exactly what a lot of people said to me.
that they're building them, so within 3 to 5 years, you end up changing it.
And why wouldn't they?
Yeah, 'cause that's how they
Realistically.
make money.
Look at us. We are so used to like, you know,
The
app-
Nokia phones that never break.
they really never broke.
Bricks.
Like I actually think I could have popped up a Nokia phone and it would still be alive today.
100%. I could probably have one right now and I could probably call my
It was the
mom.
best phone.
Oh, they were the best one. Yo, I love texting, and then you wouldn't look at your keyboard and you'd know exactly what the letters
Right?
are.
Who were we?
I don't know. Crazy.
And you know the people that had Blackberries were so stush. Were you a Blackberry
yeah,
girl?
and I was
BBM.
I
BBM.
thought I was the coolest person ever. And then you'd be like, oh, give me your code. Give me your Blackberry code. Oh, let me add you on BBM. That was the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I was
And then
not a
the
Blackberry girl.
way BlackBerry had its downfall.
Oh my God. Okay, that's the funniest thing ever because I remember my brother-in-law was like Blackberry lover. He had every single Blackberry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, I got the new, like the first iPhone that ever came out. I got
Yeah.
it. Okay. The first ever.
Like
okay?
the iPhone 6 or something.
Like, I don't even know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like somehow I got this iPhone. It was the first phone I've ever had.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I was like, oh, you need to change over to a Blackberry. He's like, yeah, right. Apple's going to die. Blackberry's going to stay forever. All the business people need this phone.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, okay.
yeah.
And lo and behold, RIP. Good Lord. In the life.
Yeah. Let's stand up and do a quick janaza for BlackBerry.
Honest to God.
Bro, the way it died and then the way I threw it out and was like, I'm never going to be associated with BlackBerry again.
It's actually so funny.
Embarrassed, okay?
It's embarrassing. Anyway, so yes, what's going on with you, girl?
Girl, so much, man. What has not been going on? I went to the cottage for the first time with 4 kids. Do you hear her chiming in? This girl did not sleep, y'all. My 6-month-old refuses to sleep. Send help. She has not slept in like 4 weeks now.
This is a sleep regression.
Oh, and it's like, girl, it's taking me out, man.
I can see it in your eyes. They're tearing up. You can't
I'm
see
so
it.
exhausted. Like, yeah, okay. So it's like, even if I go to bed, let's say I go to bed at 10. Reasonable.
Okay.
Not too early, not too late.
Yeah.
I go to bed at 10. Guys, I kid you not, I am awake at least 6 times in the night. Can you do the math on that?
Are you actually so for real?
6 times.
Yeah, no, I could.
And then before I know it, it's 5 a.m. And I'm just like, I have been awake 6 times from 10 p.m. until 5 a.m. This is nuts.
And you know what? The sleep deprivation is so bad for you throughout the day too.
I have brain fog.
Yeah.
I'm so irritable. I'm so upset. I'm so angry. I'm also really emotional.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everything I just get upset over because I'm like, you're not like trying to help me. I'm doing everything by myself. Like that kind of mentality because I can't help it because this is literally my nights. Like it's really hard, but I'm really hoping that the regression passes because Lord knows it's hard.
Speaking of children, did you watch Laibas' birth story?
No, I haven't seen it, but it's on my thing of like, I need to watch it. Do I want to know what happened? I'm scared, yo. She said it was traumatic.
It was so traumatizing.
Oh my gosh.
And honestly, like when she was talking about it, I was like, yo, this brought me back to when I had my son. And honest to God, like there were moments when I was like, I'm crying with you, yo.
Oh
like
my
I am crying
gosh.
with you because I feel that.
I think she wrote on her reel or something that like, you'll cry, I'll cry, I cried, something like that. Or it was on her stories or something.
It was really bad. Like it was
Is
really...
she okay?
She's okay. But like I was watching it and thinking, this is so traumatic for someone to go through as their first birth experience. And on top of it, just the way that it like she delivers her baby and like thankfully like it's a healthy baby. But then after what happens,
Oh my gosh.
oh my God, I swear to God, like the way it pulled me back to exactly what happened with me and Asher, I am
way.
dying. Okay?
She was hemorrhaging.
Yeah. So her placenta didn't come out. So then the doctor had to like physically remove the placenta.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Stop.
And then she was talking about how like at some point what happens,
Oh my
and this
gosh.
is the same thing that happened to me, guys, okay, is that when the placenta doesn't fully come out or it doesn't come out at all, then they actually have to go in and remove the placenta.
Oh my
So they were
gosh.
massaging her stomach and it was really painful and her epidural had faded. Her placenta wouldn't come out, and then eventually, because her epidural had kind of worn off, she was like, yeah, the doctor had to actually, like, the doctor looked at me and was like, listen, I have to manually take it out because you cannot have a dead organ inside of you for longer than 30 minutes. And she had it inside of her for like 37 minutes or something crazy like that. And so the doctor literally put her hand in up to the elbow to like scrape the placenta out. And that's exactly what happened to me, girl. I'm not even joking.
What?
Yeah.
You never told us that.
They literally, but the thing is, I didn't feel it because I still had my epidural.
Oh.
Okay. And then because of that, because it was like so traumatic, she was hemorrhaging. And
Oh my gosh.
Same thing happened. And then she was like I still remember it. Like you're laying there and they take your baby away from you and you're just like, you just know something is wrong. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And then she's like, they took the baby away and I don't even feel like I really had the time to like look at my baby and like enjoy that moment. And they just give the baby to the dad and they say the dad can do skin to skin. And then she's like, I knew something was wrong and the placenta wasn't coming out. And then the doctor actually put her hand all the way in up to her elbow, she said, and started scraping the placenta out. Okay. And then she was like, it was so painful. I was screaming my head off, like screaming.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And I was like, thank God that I still had my epidural because I didn't feel that.
Got it.
But then she's like, the pain was so bad that then I started throwing up. Exact same thing with me. I was throwing up on the side. And then eventually she's like, I was telling them I'm going to pass out. And then I passed out.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like,
Did you pass out too?
I passed out.
You did.
I don't even remember. Like, I don't remember what happened. Like, all I remember is like, they were just like, all of a sudden the nurses like look at me and they're like something, I just knew something was wrong. And then all of a sudden I just hear them calling and they're like, PPH. And then they like had I don't even know, every single nurse in the postpartum unit run into my room, and they like, the doctor comes in and they're like giving me like injections and like all this weird stuff. And then I was just like, what's going on? And then I started to get like so woozy, and then I started throwing up. Then I passed out. I don't remember a single thing. I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I had been there. It was 7 p.m. or something.
way.
11, maybe 11:45 is when I delivered him. And then at 3 a.m. I woke up. And I swear to God, like I never got the chance to like hold my baby, see my baby properly. Like it was so traumatic. She was explaining it and I was just like, oh my God, everything you're saying is so relatable.
Oh my God.
And so traumatic, girl. So
But
yeah,
girl, if you had told your story, your complete story, then maybe she would have been more prepared. I don't know if she listens to us though.
no, I just feel like, you know what? The story is, even still when I look back and think back at it,
horrific.
It is so horrific.
Oh my
I
gosh.
remember my somebody, like I think it was like my sisters or something was weird. So like before I went into labor,
Yeah.
my dad, he like, I think he called my sisters or something. He was like, can you guys like give some sadaqah for your sister? Randomly. Okay. And it's like, so I don't know. It's just, it was really
Sometimes
weird.
like parents kind of get
Or like they have a dream or something. So it was a little bit weird. And then when it happened, I just remember being like, the doctor was like, you lost a lot of blood. So it was the same thing with her where like she lost a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And then they said that she had to get a potential blood transfusion. It was the same thing with me where they were like, you might have to get a blood transfusion. You have to stay in the hospital. But then I don't know what happened. Like the next morning when I woke up, first of all, my midwife, she actually took a leave for a week after. Okay.
'Cause she was so horrified?
Because she was so traumatized. Okay. And like, it was like, they were like, they thought that I would have a heart attack or something. I'm not even sure. Like they were like, it was really, really bad.
I know.
And then I remember like my ex-husband, he had taken a picture where he was sitting on the side and I'm like passed out on the bed and on the ground is like this gigantic pool of blood, like a pool of blood on the ground. And so it was like, it was really scary. And I was like white as a ghost. Like it was so messed up. It was so messed up. But yeah, when I look back at it, it makes me sad because it's also like, she was talking about how she's like, I never really got the chance to like see my baby.
Yeah, you know,
like
you don't have that moment.
It was just that feeling of like not getting to hold your baby and you're so prepared because you're like, oh, I'm gonna take a picture holding my baby and I'm gonna like do my makeup, and none of that happened.
And I also feel like, you know, when you wait so long to meet the baby and then you go through all this pain and all this like exhaustion and then you just want to feel the baby on you.
Yeah.
And when you don't feel the baby on you, it's scary.
It's so scary. And honest to God, it genuinely felt like I was gonna die. Like
That is the scariest thing ever.
It was like, I'm gonna die. Like I'm gonna die. It was just the craziest, most horrific feeling. I can't even explain it. So, but I have to say, like, I give her a lot of credit for being honest about it because there's a lot of people that don't have the courage to share things like that, and to share it so quickly after you went through the experience it's a lot. Especially because you're postpartum.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
But girl, good luck.
Good luck. You're gonna do great.
You're gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
But give your body time to heal because it is so scary.
Watch a video.
Oh my God, I'm scared. I'm scared because I feel like I'm still postpartum, guys, and like these things scare me so much.
True.
Like out of four babies, 2 of them went into the NICU right away.
Yeah.
So I never got a moment with them. I had a couple of seconds with them on top of me after I gave birth. But can I say something? When I had my first and I had to push out the placenta, it's painful.
It is painful.
After that, for baby 2, 3, 4, it wasn't painful for me. It kind of just like I could slide it right out.
Yeah.
But the first time it was painful because your body doesn't know what it's doing. No. And to have to push it out, I remember the doctor was like, "Okay, you have to push it out now." I'm like, "I have to do what?" I just pushed out a baby. I don't want to.
Yeah, I know.
And you feel it. It's horrible. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And you're already done pushing. Like you're half dead on anyway.
Oh my gosh.
In other news.
Yeah, what's up?
Because we're always talking about Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
You said you had watched a new documentary.
Guys, I've watched a few.
Ooh.
Okay. First of all, just an update. I finished that show. I will find you. I cannot believe it was friggin' Jess from Gilmore Girls.
Yo, the way I was throwing things at my TV screen, like, how dare you?
Yeah,
I
but
believed in you.
Yo, I also kind of found it sus. Like, I kind of knew it was him, but I was like, it can't be him.
I honestly never thought it was him. I never thought it was him.
Yeah. No, I had a couple of suspicions, but then I was like, no, he's too like caring.
I know. I was like, why is she not with him?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
time I'm like, why are you so blind? Like, you need to be with this
You
man.
is
This
the
is your
problem.
husband. Yeah, I swear to God. Like, this is your man. Why are you being like that? Who else is there in your life right now?
Did you know the whole show was shot in Toronto?
Was it?
Yeah, and one of the scenes was at TMU in their student center.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
and my husband saw me watching, and he's like, "Bro, this is the sandbox, like where."
Oh my God.
Yeah, all of it. Even my brother was like, "There's like a few scenes were shot at UTM. Like it's all shot here."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Putting Toronto on the map.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, spoiler alert, but it was Jess. It was Jess from Gilmore Girls.
How's
वैसे
Jess
वो हर show में बदमाश है. मैं बोलूं?
Honestly, like,
Even
why-
in Gilmore Girls, he was a badmash.
but he's still so good looking. that it's like, chalo.
And then even if This Is Us, man dies.
Leave
Leave the whole family.
Okay, I've not recovered from that.
That's the saddest
still,
show.
Still till this day, I did not. I stopped watching that show
Yeah.
because I was like, I've never cried this much in a TV show. Like, it was too much for me.
I finished the whole show, and Netflix will be like, "Oh, this is like a really rewatched show. You should rewatch it." I was like, "Hell
Netflix.
no,
yeah, no.
Okay, so
what
I
else did you
finished,
watch?
I finished that show, and then I put on Should I Marry a Murderer?
The one that I told you about?
Yeah, the Scotland, Glasgow, whatever story. Oh my God. Okay, but can I just say, I was a little bored. Sorry.
Okay, it is. But also, I was kind of intrigued.
I was intrigued at her.
Like, honestly, like,
Okay, so should we do 3, 2, 1 spoilers?
yeah. No, we have to. now.
Okay.
We have to.
3, 2, 1 spoilers. This is a Netflix documentary, and it is called "Should I Marry a Murderer?"
I mean-
Hina watched it, and then she was like, "Aruj, you gotta watch it. It's not scary or anything. I didn't find it.
It's not scary. It's just like
It's ajib."
ajibo gharib, honestly. Like,
So there's this girl. She's a doctor in Scotland, and she has like a photographic memory. And what's the type of doctor that she is? She does postmortems.
yeah. She's like a
I don't know the name of the
don't know.
what she's classified.
post-homologist or something. I don't know.
Something like that. Anyway, so she basically examines dead bodies and she'll try and find the cause of death. That's her job. And she was in a really long-term relationship, I think 8 years or something, and it just ended poorly. And then she like downloaded an app and she found some man on an app who
damn
like
apps,
lived
yo.
on a farm in Scotland, an hour away from where she would work. And she just was like, something in her was like, I'm just gonna go and see him. First of all, there were so many moments in this series where I was like, girl, you know when you watch a horror movie and they don't turn the lights on and then they're like, I'm just gonna open the door and see what's happening outside.
I have to say, like, the Desis wouldn't do this though. Can I be real? Like,
You guys,
like
I
no,
just-
like, it's like they have no like fear.
yeah.
No, it's like they are fearful, but it's like they just do not know how to correlate the importance of life. And it's just like नहीं मैंने आग के अंदर छलांग मारनी है, मुझे जरूरी मैंने मारनी है, मैंने पहाड़ियों से छलांग मारनी है.
But also,
okay?
guys, mad risk takers, yo. I am not taking that risk for love.
Hell no.
I'll be fine by myself.
I can't even download an app, yo. Like, what are you talking about? What the hell? And then we got people out here like, let me go to the
Driving-
middle of nowhere to meet a man, Anjana Mard.
Yeah. And
So
even then,
good.
she had all of her friends being like, bro, this is not a good idea. Don't drive all the way down here. Meet him halfway, whatever. She was like, no, I'm going to go. Halfway as she's driving to this farm, she's just wondering, like, oh, maybe this isn't a good idea, but I'm just going to risk it.
And legit, middle of nowhere.
Like, literally, like, no phone service, no nothing. There's like, and it was basically an entire, like how many acres of land? It was
don't
somebody's
even
like
know.
whole area. So she goes there, she meets this guy. He's real, he's whatever. He works on the farm. This is his job, right? And apparently she instantly falls in love with him.
Yo, this is the second farm boy we've met.
These farm boys. Not the grocery store. Love the grocery store. But the actual in
farm
real life,
hands. The farm hands. Okay? This is like the desi, this is like, okay, they are like the Gore Jat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, though, like, oh my God. And she would say this too on the documentary. She's like, farmers are very like work hard, play hard mentality. So they'll be rough and tough all day. But then at night, she's like, then she's getting involved in like alcohol, drugs, all of these things that she just didn't want to be involved in. But she's in this relationship for like 6 months. This guy is like, I've never met anybody like you. I love you, this, that, whatever. And she's like, I'm falling so hard for him. And her parents are like, we haven't even met the guy.
They never met him.
They never met him. And then so she's just like, so the mom's like, bring him over for Christmas. So he comes over for Christmas and she's basically like, oh, mom, I think we're going to get married. Like he kind of like asked me. And the mom is like, okay, I want to support you, but we just met him. I don't know. You just got out of an 8-year relationship. Seems like you're jumping in too quickly in something. And, and the doctor kept saying it was just so nice to be loved for who I am. My other boyfriend that I was with, he wouldn't even let me sing in the car. I love singing in the car. He always wanted me to be a certain way. And this guy...
That's his standard. Itne low hai. He let me sing in the car. Are you kidding me? Like, I honestly was sitting there being like, girl, step up your game.
Use a doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
With photographic memory? Do you know what I would do if that was me?
I know. Like,
I would rule the world.
I don't even know if I would need a man.
No way.
What?
Oh my gosh. Like,
but I think she just felt like, okay, I wasn't loved in this relationship the way I wanted. Now I'm moving into a relationship where I'm feeling like I can be who I am and this person accepts me for who I am.
Right.
And he had that like rugged bad boy kind of personality.
Yes.
But like, for example, he would take her like shooting.
Yeah.
He was like a hunter.
On ATVs, tractors.
Yeah,
like,
so it was a very like high excitement kind of lifestyle. Yeah. And then at night it was just party, drinking.
Yeah.
Things like
and
that.
I feel like it was such a contrast to her day job that that's what she kind of felt like she had the best of both worlds, so to speak, right?
But she also felt like there were similarities with her job and his job. So like she would be opening up people's,
carcasses.
Bodies. Like she would be opening up like people's bodies to see what happened to them. Okay. And he would like kill animals and take all of their intestines out and all that stuff. There's like a word for it. I'm forgetting what it is. But regardless. Zibakara. That's the best way to say it. And so she's like, yeah. And he was so fast at it. When she said that, I was like, like red flag. And then she's just saying it like, my man is so fast at killing animals. Yeah.
And I'm she's like, we had such a niche set of skills that overlapped. And I was like, girl, this is the niche set of skills that you want to overlap?
Yeah. There should have been a little bit more depth.
Some people are interested in cars.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people love coffee.
Some people love movies.
Dance. Yeah. Songs, music, instruments. Those are niche set of skills that can overlap. Then knowing how to slice bodies, very specifically, the tools. And then he kept saying, he's like, I haven't been able to talk to death about somebody as much as I do with you. Girl, next red flag.
Yeah,
like,
what the hell? I'm sorry. Do people not read serial killer things like I do? I guess not, because good Lord, all the red flags were red flagging. Okay.
On top of that, guys, you get a twin brother.
Hi.
And I was like, I don't know. Problems coming too.
Yeah, fact.
And I was like, okay, when she told me that he had a twin brother, I was like, yo, this story's getting dark. Like, what's going on? But anyways, and then as they're driving back from this Christmas party with her parents, she's very happy. He's very happy. He's like, we're gonna go ring shopping, and I've never loved anybody in my life like I've loved you, and whatever. And he met her parents, and everything was fine. And he even clarified with her parents, like, I'm not as educated as she is. Is that okay with you? And they're like, we just want somebody who's a good person who loves our daughter for who she is. That type of a response. So they're driving back middle of the night to this out of nowhere farm, and he's like. She says to him, I don't want to start this new chapter in our life with any secrets. So if there's anything you want to share with me, are you looking at his face? I'm like, if there's anything you want to share with me, I need you to be honest with me so we can start this beautiful life together.
Okay, but like, real talk. Mm-hmm. Is this the time to have the conversation?
In the middle of the night?
That should have been the conversation that you had at the beginning of the relationship.
Exactly.
As soon as you're like, okay, this is getting serious.
Yes.
Not when, I already met the parents because I already said I want to marry you. Posted on Facebook that we're getting married.
Yeah.
Everybody now knows. And then it's like after she said yes, now it's time to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So they're having this conversation. Oh my gosh. And he goes, so I've killed someone. Okay, let's just, guys, imagine yourself in the car.
But let me tell you how it played out.
Yeah.
He parks on the side of the road in the middle of flipping nowhere.
Yeah.
Locks the doors.
Yeah. Takes her phone.
Takes her phone. Then has a conversation. The way of you running out, screaming.
Oh my gosh. And then she's like, then he got out and he's having a panic attack and she's like, she's crying. She doesn't know what to do. And then she just like hugs him. What?
I mean, maybe she hugged him because she was scared that he was going to kill her.
Yeah, maybe.
But she still stayed, so maybe not.
Oh my gosh. And then basically the story was that him and his twin brother, they were at a cousin's wedding. They were intoxicated, driving late at night home. And they ended up hitting somebody who was on a bike. And they hit him so hard on impact. And before they could decide what to do with it, he basically was like, we're going back. We're going to change the car. We're going to change our clothes. We're going to do everything. And then we're going to bury this man.
So they left him on the side of the road.
By the way, when they hit the cyclist was still alive.
Yeah.
And they knew that.
Yeah.
And
So
they decided to walk away from it.
Exactly. So they left him on the side of the road in the cold to freeze. And then the intent behind it is then they drove home, changed their clothes,
Changed their truck.
and then came back
Yeah.
to dispose of his body
Yeah.
while he was alive.
Because I think they said when they came back, he was still
alive. Okay, but the first time he tells this story to her, he's like, yeah, he had died.
Yeah.
Okay. So then they're like, so then we buried him.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she's like, where did you bury him?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know that place that I took you hunting or like to shoot like
The clay pigeons
clay
or something.
pigeons or whatever? Pretty much right on that spot. And now this girl is like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
And I think she started to feel so bad because she was like, oh no, like it was an accident. It
Yeah.
was so unintentional and all of that stuff. But in my mind, I'm like, it's not intentional if you chose to go behind the wheel of a car while you were intoxicated. It's not intentional. You're just a dumbass, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then you're coming out of that car with your brother, driving all the way home, coming back
Yep.
to dispose of someone's body. So you knew you hit somebody. You could have just picked up the phone and called the cops, but you chose not to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So take your L. Okay.
And he kept saying, he was like, it was going to ruin our lives. It was going to ruin my brother's life, everything we've worked for. It was going to, so we just didn't go to the cops. We just took care of it ourselves. Okay. So now she's driving back. She drops him off. She can't sleep at night. She's just tossing and turning. And then in the morning, she drives back because she has work on Monday. She goes to work. She does her thing. And then she kind of realizes like, I have to go to the cops with this. So she goes to the cops with this information. She tells them everything. And now everybody's on high alert because this happened 3 years ago and it's been a missing persons case for 3 years. And basically they're like, this person on the bike literally disappeared in thin air. They saw him on a CCTV camera at a gas station and after that he was nowhere to be found.
But the thing is, she didn't just tell the cops right away. Initially, she said nothing. Okay. She was just like, oh, I feel so bad for him. Oh, like he just made a mistake. It was an accident, all of this stuff. Okay. Then eventually she started to notice that like he had this really different personality when he would start drinking. And his twin brother had a conversation with her and was like, listen,
He's messed up in the
he's not
head.
okay. Like
Yeah.
I just need you to know that he's not okay. Like you're getting married to him, but he's not mentally okay. And eventually with time, she started to feel guilt for harboring this secret. And then she was like, oh my God, am I going to be like an accessory to the fact because now they told me this information? And then she started Googling this person and how they've still been looking for him. It's been years. No one has found him. And she started to feel bad. So then what she did is he actually had told her, he was like, listen, I feel like, you know, there's this, construction company and they want to start building in the area where we disposed of his body. And so I'm going to need your help to take his body and move it to a different location. And then she's like, okay. And she didn't want to, but I think she was just kind of like, okay, what the heck? And the guilt just started to build up more and more and more and more. So she started to record conversations that she had with him when he would talk about what had happened.
Yeah.
And she started to record them on her phone, on her laptop, all of this stuff. And then eventually she was like, okay, well, I need to say something. Okay. So then she calls the cops and she tells them what has happened. They come, she tells her parents too.
Yeah.
First she tells her parents and she's like, oh my God, this has happened, yada, yada, yada. And the parents are like, oh my God, like you have to say something. So the parents and her, eventually they're like, we need to tell the authorities. So they call the cops come over and they take her statement. Okay. And they were sitting there for maybe like 3 hours taking her statement about what happened. But the problem is there's no evidence.
Yeah.
So they don't have anything concrete. It's just hearsay. It's like her word against his word. So they're like, listen, if you can tell us exactly where the body is, then at least we have some concrete proof. Okay. So she's like, okay, I think I could do that. So then one day he's like, oh, let's go, let's hang out or whatever. And she's like, oh, let's go shoot some like clay pigeons or whatever it is. And he takes her to that place. And then she's drinking this Red Bull. Okay. And then he takes her to that place and he's like to her, oh, she asked him, she's like, oh, so like where, like around where, like did this happen or whatever? Like if you want me to help you, like where was it? And he's like, oh, like right there. Okay. So she's drinking this Red Bull. And then while they're walking back to the car, she like throws the Red Bull can back and it lands on the ground. And he looks around and he's like, why did you do that? Like, go pick it up. So she goes back to pick it up, but instead of picking it up, she squishes it into the ground and she like runs back.
Yeah.
Then she tells the cops, she's like, oh, there's a Red Bull can in this specific area.
Yeah.
That's where the body is buried. Okay. So now the cops, they're like, okay, let's start the investigation.
Yeah.
They start the investigation. They go and they see the Red Bull can, but there's no way to guarantee that that's a spot. And then once you're digging, it's the dead of winter. Once you're digging, it's like so tedious because there's so many things that you have to consider and the time, and it takes forever. And she's terrified that he's going to find out that she was the rat.
Exactly.
So then at that point, the cops are like, she's like to them, listen, like you can't say anything. Like I told you this, but like you have to put me in witness protection or something like that. And they end up arresting him and the brother.
Yeah.
So they go and then she's like, but we didn't say anything to him that it was you. So they arrest the brothers, both of them. And she's just like, okay, like it's done. It's over with. Sigh of relief.
Yeah.
She goes and she's living with her parents. And then eventually like, she's like, I'm going to go back to my flat in London. And she starts living there again by herself. But then he calls her from, I think she got probation. No, did she help him get out?
No, she didn't do anything, but he calls her from like some cousin, friends, something on like Facebook Messenger. Somebody messaged her being like, yo, they're with me. The twins are with me.
Facebook again.
And then freaking Facebook. And then she responds back like she has to act like she misses him or whatever, that she has nothing to do with it. She's like, oh, just tell him I miss him. And immediately he calls.
Yeah.
And he calls her and she's like, obviously he knows I'm on my phone. I can't not pick up the phone call. And she's talking to him and he's like, we need somewhere to stay. Like you don't have any evidence to hold us. We need somewhere to stay. We're going to come to your flat.
Yeah.
So she, instead of saying no or anything like that, she goes, yeah, sure. So both brothers then come and live with her in her flat.
And they're like, uche lambe, like they're like freaking 6'5".
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are so many things that like her friends started saying too, where like not only did she become like, into drugs and all these things, but like she was a very meticulously clean person. And all of a sudden it's like cigarette butts here and like smoking,
take out
drinking,
boxes. She
like
started,
not being clean. And
she started living like a slob. Basically.
Yeah.
And this was around the time of COVID too. So like she just completely like lost her marbles. Okay. So at this point she is now living with these guys, both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And when she had initially, like when they said, oh, we're going to come over, she thought that, oh my God, they know. They're going to find out. But it didn't happen. So she's now living with them, and inside she's like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm just going to stick to the story. And why are they not finding these bodies? It's been so long. What the hell's going on? And, they start living together, and then they're all friendly and everything is fine and dandy, but they're doing drugs. Like they're doing cocaine. They're doing everything. They're drinking. Like everything is happening. And then when he's drunk again, the stories start coming out.
He starts talking about the case.
Okay. And now she's like, oh, I'm going to record again. So she starts recording again. Okay. But then also like the people. So, okay, she starts recording again. And then what he says is basically things like, oh, well, who cares? Or he said something like that. Like
it was either his life or mine.
It was his life or mine.
And she got that on recording.
And he was just an idiot for like, riding his bike out late at night and stuff like that.
He shouldn't even have been there. It was almost like blaming the victim.
Like dumb bloke or something.
Yeah.
And then he basically tells her that what had actually happened was he was like piss drunk. Okay. Driving down, he hits him. The guy flies over their pickup, okay, lands on the ground. They get out, they see him, and he's alive, but he's in really bad shape.
Yeah.
Okay. They leave him on the side, go back, change the car, change their clothes, come back, pick him up while he's still alive. He hadn't died. Put him in the truck. Okay. And then they take him back to like where they are. And he's still alive.
Yeah.
And they leave him out at night. And they go back into the house because they're like, we'll take care of the body in the morning.
Yeah.
So by the morning, I think he had died.
And the thing is, they buried him in something that they called like a bone pit, or like there was a name for it, which is where they bury a lot of the
carcasses of the dead animals.
Of the animals that they don't need. So they buried him there. So then when a lot of the forensic teams was doing the digging, they found a lot of bones and stuff from actual animals. Then eventually, as they continued to dig, they found his vest.
Yeah.
Because he was wearing like a vest when he was doing this.
Yeah.
They found his vest, and then they found the body. And then even then, because it was like in the dead of winter, they couldn't really examine the body or get a full postmortem done because they're like, we have to wait to see what the impact was. And they also had to find out whether he died on impact and what the girl is saying is true, or whether they actually let him be afterwards and then he died afterwards, because then that changes your intent, because that means you want that person to pass away.
Yeah.
It was
but while she's in that, because she records this footage of them saying all of this, okay, and now she's like mind boggled, okay, but she's also pity me, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's also COVID. I think the isolation really got to her.
And what had also happened as a result of her being tied to this, she actually went on like temporary suspension. So she lost her job.
She lost her job. She lost her friends.
Yeah.
She's like, it broke my family apart. She felt so much guilt. Like everything kind of like her whole world shattered.
Yeah. And then the worst part was, while these guys were in her house, one day, the same detective that she had told all this stuff to knocks at her door because she supposedly thought that she was home alone.
Yeah.
The detective comes inside. She wakes up, the girl wakes up, and she's like, oh my God, I need to get this detective out of here because these two guys are in the room. The detective opens one of the rooms and sees the twin brother laying there. And she's like, you need to get these guys out of this house.
For real.
Why are they here?
Okay, but actually, why were they there?
But actually, why are they there? Like, you are a witness. You're the one that's ratting everybody else. And the rat is sleeping with the ratatouille. I don't know what else to say. It was so weird. And then she's like scared because she thought maybe the brothers had heard.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how did they arrest them again?
So basically, when they found the vest and stuff, they also found they also like found their truck and then did forensics on the truck. Like they somehow connected. There was some sort of a piece of DNA that connected the two of them.
No, it wasn't DNA. Oh, you know what happened? Yes. Okay. So basically they found the body. Okay. And at this point, she had said, no, but how did the brothers find out that she was the rat?
Because the brothers found out that they found the body where there was a Red Bull sugar-free can.
Oh, okay. This is exactly what happened. So one of the farm hands, okay,
yes.
The brothers left the house, okay? And they were like doing their own thing at this point. And then one of the farm hands that was working on the land, he was like, hey, yeah, I helped the detectives look at the area, and they were looking for a Red Bull can.
Yeah.
And so that's when they figured out that it was the girl that ratted them out. Mm-hmm. Now, the guy, he calls up the girl and he's like, you babe, blah, blah, blah. And she's tripping. Okay, she's like, I'm going to die today. Yeah. He's like, I'm coming to your house right now. So he rolls up and she's like, I'm about to die. Okay.
And he had a spare key.
Yeah. He walks in and he's like crying and he's apologetic. And he's like, I'm so sorry I put you through this. It's so wrong. It's on me. It's my fault. I loved you so much. Like, genuinely, you're the only person I've ever loved like this. Okay. And then they like end things. It's over. He leaves. Okay. And then she just kind of goes into isolation and she just goes on a spiral.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
severe depression.
Like, it's manic. She's manic. Okay.
Her wedding dress comes in the mail and
she's
she just
wearing
decides
her
to try
wedding
it
dress.
on.
Like, it's just, she's having a full blown episode because of everything that's kind of gone down, and she's in major isolation. Yeah. Okay. So eventually, like a few months pass, and then she starts messaging him again. They're not in jail yet, by the way. Okay. So it's kind of like the police are still wanting to find a way to link the two together.
Yeah.
And they don't have enough evidence to corroborate the story. Yeah. Okay. So the police are just like, okay, we're still looking for other things. We still need to find the bike. We still need to get more evidence. And this girl starts talking to them again.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, his brother is like, I don't want nothing to do with her. But she starts talking to him. And then eventually she's like, honestly, I miss him. I miss everything about him. I love him. It's
I don't work.
Screw my life. I'm going to drive down and start living with them again. Girl drives all the way back and starts living with them again.
Girl, the way I was screaming on my laptop screen, I was like, what is this?
Boggling on, like, honestly, a part of me was just like, yeah, she's like biyad ki pyasi.
Yeah,
I genuinely felt like that.
And she would admit it too. She was like, it was a very toxic relationship, but it was just the three of us in this bubble, and only we knew what was happening. And for some reason, we bonded over the trauma of what happened.
Exactly.
And it was trauma bonding.
It was trauma bonding for sure.
And she just lived with them for another like few months on their ranch.
And it was just like, they just knew that like the hammer was about to drop.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, like one more day of like freedom. Okay. So eventually what happens is that the police, they find the auto shop that had actually done the work on the truck that had hit the guy. And the mechanic had pictures of their truck. So they took pictures of the truck and they like put it together. They were like, yeah, this ties into like, this looks like it hit somebody. Okay. Then they were looking for the bicycle and they couldn't find the bike nowhere.
But she also had an audio file of him admitting that he threw the bike under some waterfall.
Yes.
So she also shared that with the detective, but even then they went to go look at different waterfalls and the one that she had on record, and they couldn't find the bike.
Yeah. And then eventually they did arrest the brothers and they took them in. And then what happened was that the girl, like, obviously,
she was the key witness. She had to be there for the trial.
She had to be there because they were using her evidence. So, you know, when you get subpoenaed to go into court, like, you cannot not go. Like, you will get charged. You will go to jail. Yeah. Okay. So on the day of the trial, everybody is there. Girl's out. I was looking for the bike. There's videos of her, like, she's like walking in the same area. She's like at the waterfall. She's trying to swim into the water to look for the bike. Okay. She does not go.
There's like a helicopter in the area trying to find her. She like steals a tractor. Like, you can just tell the spiral was like there. Literally at the end of its
She's
tail.
not there. Yeah.
She's not there.
And then eventually they close in on her and they take her to jail.
Yeah.
And then at that point, they postpone the court date to another day. And because she's in jail, she cannot go to court.
Yeah.
And so as a result of that, the guys actually got like a pretty short sentence.
Yeah. But they also accepted a plea deal. So they didn't even go to trial.
Yes.
And I think maybe that was his way of letting her be, because he already feels like he roped her into the situation where he was like, we'll do a plea deal. That way she doesn't have to come on as a witness.
No, but like, the thing is, what had happened was that they needed her to come on. Like, the prosecution needed her to come on, because if she had come on and said anything, then they would have been lifers. Like, they would have gone for life. Okay. Because it wasn't an accident. Like, it is an accident up until the point that you guys knew that he was alive and he potentially could have been saved if you called an ambulance. Yeah. Then you had the intent to go back and bury him and put him back in your car and then wait a night to like,
and then go and get your car fixed. Like, clearly
you thought about it, right? Like, there was so much intent behind it. So because of that, she didn't show up to the court hearing. And a lot of people were like, oh, she didn't show up because she was still supporting them. And so she's actually the one that let them get away with what they did. And some people would say, no, they still got a sentence, but it was a very light sentence based off of what had happened.
Yeah.
And she said she was really sorry, but I think she's moved on in life now. Anyway.
So here's the thing. I found it a little boring.
Now that I think about it, you are kind of right.
Yeah, like, I was kind of like, I thought, not only did I think maybe there's another twist or turn that I'm missing, but I found that it was 3 episodes. It could have just been one. It could have just been one long, like, 1 hour episode, wrap it up, and I would have been like, all right, yeah, like, it was fine.
You know what I found it interesting? I found it interesting because I felt like, as much as I want to be such a hater and be like, honestly, like, honestly, I want to say it. Okay. I want to say it. Yeah. But the other part of me was like, this is such a good example of toxic love.
Yes.
Because I know people don't think or they might think this is an extreme. But I think when you're in a relationship with someone and you genuinely have feelings for them because there is a void in your life, whatever type of void it is, you attach so much and you put so much into that relationship.
Yes.
And then you are so forgiving and you don't set boundaries for yourself because you just want to be loved.
This is also a prime example of how when you're in a toxic relationship, you will do anything to excuse the behavior. Because no matter what they do, a person is telling you that they murdered an individual and you're still allowing them to be in your life, allowing them to maybe mistreat you. You're still riddled with guilt because now you're involved. You're wondering why you're still finding these like attachments with this person and you can't let go of that relationship, but you're still allowing all of the behaviors to continue. And I think this is such a prime example of when you're in a relationship and you're just blindsided and you'll kind of do anything for love or be anybody you want to be for this person. Because she changed so much from the minute she met him until the end of the documentary.
She did change a lot. But you know what? I also think of it as it's also harsh in a sense for me to judge because I feel like she didn't know this about him initially.
Yeah.
This is something that she discovered after. And when you've already built a relationship with someone, and what if you genuinely did have a good connection?
Yeah.
And then they drop a bomb like that, it's extremely difficult to just completely cut somebody off cold turkey and be like, F you, I'm not going to deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. And I think what happened is that he told her in a way where he didn't tell her the full details of it.
Right.
And she was empathetic to it because in her mind, she thought of him as her forever.
Yeah.
And then when he told her, she did feel bad because he was crying and she just thought, oh my God, this is a genuine accident.
Yeah.
But then as time goes on, the guilt eats you alive, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting there like, oh my God, how much of this am I going to unpack? And then sometimes, you know, when you tell somebody like a parent, a sibling, they kind of hit you with a reality check. Like, listen, this is not healthy.
Yeah.
And you don't want to hear it, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry guys.
All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to the episode today. We really appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel and following us on all of our socials. For those of you that ask where we ask our question of the week, it's usually on our Instagram story. So make sure you check that out and we will see you guys next week.
Bye. Okay, mom.